What's going on, y'all? I'm back with another video on how I see Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury 2 going. So I've been scouring the internet, watching, reading, everything I've seen. Interviews with Tyson Fury, interviews with Sugar Hill, watching roundtables with Paulie Malignaggi, Big John Fury, David Haye, Deontay Wilder interviews, reading articles of what they're saying. And you know what I'm concluding? This ain't gonna go well for Tyson Fury, I don't think. Not at the game plan he's really talking about is what he implements. If he really does what he's saying, I don't think this is gonna go well for Tyson Fury. Now, I'm surprisingly, I agree with David Haye in the aspect of David Haye said the Deontay Wilder who fought Tyson Fury is probably the worst Deontay Wilder will see against Tyson Fury. And I agree with that. Even though Tyson Fury had been out the ring for 3 years, had a few warm-up fights, got in there with Wilder, really, in my opinion, won 10 rounds to 2 or 10 points to 4 points if you count the 2 knockdowns, because by default, I automatically give a knockdown round to the guy who knocked the other guy down unless the other guy knocks him down as well. So by default, I had it 10 points to 4 points or 10 rounds to 2 rounds for Fury. However, with all that being said about Tyson Fury being out of shape, here's the one thing that everybody is missing. Deontay Wilder had never been in there with the type of class Tyson Fury is. He's never seen somebody move like Tyson Fury. He's never, for a man that size, dealt with the length, dealt with the speed, dealt with the agility. He's never, even, I guess size you could say, he sparred with Klitschko, same weight-wise, but still, he's never been in there with nobody like Tyson Fury. Nowhere even close to Tyson Fury. And now that he's experienced that, he's got a lot of learning that he did on the job. And the thing with Tyson Fury is, Tyson Fury, he's not a power puncher. Yes, he did hurt Wilder in the first fight. He did. I've said that multiple times. He did wobble him, and now y'all hear people just now saying that he wobbled him when I've been saying it all along since the fight ended. So there was a couple occasions to where I felt like Tyson Fury could have taken Deontay Wilder out. However, he didn't do it by going in there brawling with him. He didn't go in there meeting him in the center of the ring and punching it out. That's not how he did it. He did it by counterpunching and moving, making Wilder miss and hitting him. That's how he stunned Wilder. But here's the thing. If he slugs with him, he is going to lose. I'm saying that right now. If I'm wrong, I'll tell everybody I'm wrong and Tyson Fury did something I didn't think he could do. But if Tyson Fury really walks into the center of the ring, plants his feet, and tries to punch with Deontay Wilder, he is going to lose. Because Deontay Wilder showed in the first fight, all he's got to do is barely connect, and he will put Fury down. He barely connected the first time. I believe it was the 5th round that he knocked him down. Then in the 12th round, he hit him with a straight right and a left hook on the way down, and Tyson Fury almost didn't get up. And that was only 2 clean punches, and he damn near didn't get up. And it's not like Fury was in a bunch of punishment up to that 12th round. So you can't really use the excuse, well, if you can knock him out in the 12th round, then you can't knock him out at all, because when you're the weakest, that's not true, because Tyson Fury in that fight didn't take a lot of punishment. So in the 12th round, he wasn't really like a 12th round fighter. He's probably like a 4th, 5th round fighter by the time the 12th round came around. So he still had a lot of strength and energy. And if Deontay Wilder goes in there and works off the jab and is patient, picks his shots and hits them straight down the pipe, I think Fury can get up, but I don't think he can get up a lot. What I mean by that is, if he catches him early and knocks him down, Fury will definitely get up. If he knocks him down again, Fury may get up, may not get up, but I can guarantee you he won't get up a 3rd time. I can guarantee you off of watching the first fight, if he gets floored more than twice, it's over. It's over. That's the end of the fight. Just like it was almost the end of the fight in the 12th round. So I don't even know if I agree with him switching trainers. And the thing is, at the end of the day, it is the fighter that gets in there and fights. It's not the trainer that's fighting, it's the fighter. But the problem is, when you have such a big fight like this, Sugar Hill doesn't know Tyson Fury's body. Okay, Tyson Fury knows his body, but Sugar Hill doesn't know what Tyson Fury reacts best to. So that's a part of like training with anybody. It's like whenever I was lifting weights before I got injured and when I was really big in the videos way long time ago, there were certain things that people say that you should do that didn't work for my body. I figured out what worked best for me to get big and strong. So I implemented that and worked off of that to get bigger and stronger. The same thing goes with a trainer or a coach when it comes to a fighter. They will see what works best with their fighter and build off of that. Sugar Hill has to learn what Tyson Fury reacts to. So you got to figure the first 2 weeks to a month is just going to be Sugar Hill has been learning Tyson Fury. He's learning what he does good, what he doesn't do good, what helps him improve, what doesn't help him improve. So there's a lot of learning going on when it should just be straight training for both guys. Tyson Fury's learning new style of fighting, how to plant his feet better, how to shift his body better, how to stay on balance better. There's a lot of things that Sugar Hill's teaching them, but so both people are learning each other at the same time, and you don't do a learning experience for a big fight like this. And not when all the chips are on the table. Now, I believe no matter how it goes, there will be a third fight, which could lead to a fourth fight if it keeps flipping back and forth, which could lead to a fifth fight. I don't know how many fights they could have, but I will say this. I truly believe if Tyson Fury walks into the middle of the ring and knocks Wilder out within the first or second round, Wilder will retire. Wilder won't fight again. Wilder won't come back. I'm not doubting Wilder's heart. I'm just saying that all the people who have been so hypercritical of Wilder, saying he's not skilled, he's not talented, he's beat a bunch of tomato cans. If he gets knocked out in the first 2 rounds because Tyson Fury decides to commit an attack and out-attacks Wilder, Wilder's probably going to believe what everybody's been saying and just be done, because there's no point in starting over. And if Tyson Fury knocks him out within the first 2 rounds, it's going to happen in the third fight. The outcome will be identical. If Tyson Fury can go in there and stand in the pocket and outbox him and knock him out, Wilder stands no chance, because that's the only chance he stands. So unless Wilder's going to try to cash out and fight AJ for one more payday and just say fuck the rematch, because everybody still wants to see AJ Wilder anyways, and then it would still make sense for a fight if AJ would fight him, because they would still both have losses on the record. So really, AJ versus Wilder, if Fury wins, could still happen because both men have losses now. So it doesn't take that fight away. It's just I don't see Wilder coming back to fight Fury if he gets knocked out in the first 2 rounds. Again, I'm going to restate. If Fury marches in there thinking he is the Gypsy King and the Knockout King, he is going to be found wanting. Deontay Wilder, especially when he straightens up his punches, is too fast. It's too deadly. And it's not just his right hand that can put you away. He can hit you with the left hand and stun you. And if Deontay Wilder stuns you, he's coming with everything. He throws all caution to the wind. And here's another thing that you got to understand. For me, looking at Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder never gives up. I've said this in a past video where I said if Wilder keeps fighting harder competition, even though his style doesn't look good, his technique looks lacking. If he keeps knocking people out, then that is his technique, his power, and it doesn't matter. All he had to do, hell, I say it all the time with MMA, strength is better than technique. And when it comes to wrestling, if you just so much stronger than somebody, it doesn't matter how skilled they are, you'll brute force them down. And Deontay Wilder, really, maybe I should be supporting his power claim, because he's pretty much proved what I've said from the jump. And his power is winning all his fights, and it doesn't matter that he's not that skilled, because nobody can take his hits. So, again, if Wilder gets Fury in the pocket and hits him, he'll knock him out. And what I was about to say with Fury, and I got sidetracked on my tangent talking about Wilder's heart, because he has it, because he believes in himself. He believes in himself, and he'll never give up. If I was with Fury, the time that you need to knock Wilder out is when Wilder is hurt and wobbly, because Wilder does what a good boxer should do, and sometimes it's a bad habit. He tries to hug and hold on. So when he's wobbled and he's trying to hug and hold on or shell up, that's the time when you pick your shots and unload on him. Because when he's hurt, he doesn't fight back. He survives. That's the time to take him out when he's in survival mode. Some people, when they're in survival mode, do like Andy Ruiz and they just start throwing wild with their eyes closed. Deontay Wilder doesn't do that. Deontay Wilder shells up and he looks to hold to regain his composure or ride out the clock. He's very smart with that when he is hurt, and we haven't seen him hurt often, but the few times we have seen him hurt, whether it's against Fury or Ortiz the first time, he knows how to hold on and he knows how to survive. Good and bad. Again, when you know a guy is not going to fight back hurt, that's when you try to knock him out. You don't try to knock him out before that point, especially if you know if he barely clips you, you're going on the ground. Whether it hurts you or not, you're going on the ground because he proved that. Now, I don't know if Wilder can do that to everybody. I don't know if Wilder can do that to Dillian White. I don't know if he could do it to Andy Ruiz. I don't know if he could do it to a Parker. I don't know if he could do it to those guys who have been very durable to punches. But we know Tyson Fury doesn't have the best jaw because he's been put down by a cruiserweight and Steve Cunningham, and he's been knocked down before that. So we know if you can crack Fury, he'll go down, which is why him being so elusive works to his advantage, because his only weakness, which is his chin, can never get exposed, can never be touched, because he's always moving around, making you fight slower than you want to, and you're moving at his pace because he's dictating the fight. So again, to recap, so it's not a 5-hour video like I like to do, especially for my first one back. If Fury goes to the middle of the ring, I believe he will be knocked out. I believe Deontay Wilder will feint the right, I really believe it's going to start with a left. I believe Fury in the pocket is going to be so focused on that right hand that Wilder will feint a jab, feint that, and whenever Fury comes in to do, whether it be a straight or a jab off the feint, all Wilder has to do is step around and hook. And I believe if he catches him with a left hook on a counter, he'll have Fury stumbling and then just bow straight down the pipe. Straight down the pipe with the right, and it's over. I believe if he hits him with a left hook first and then the right, instead of vice versa like in the 12th round, it'll be over. And I really see Fury being susceptible to that, being that Deontay Wilder is so fast on his feet. Now, is Wilder going to be skilled enough to do it? I don't know. A lot of people have been giving him a lot of hard times about the Ortiz fight. I thought he fought Ortiz beautifully. He fought Ortiz exactly how I said in my post-fight prediction he should fight him, and gave away rounds. I don't think he's going to give away rounds against Fury, though. Ortiz is a little different. See, like I said before, you tailor-make your fight plan to the fighter in front of you. Everybody knew Ortiz would tire down the stretch, so Wilder knew that. Wilder was being patient, gave around the early rounds because he knew he could knock Ortiz out because he already did it. So all he had to do was wait for him to get tired, him stay fresh, catch him one time, and that's it. Lights out, and that's exactly what he did. He did not fight a bad fight. It did not matter if he lost the early rounds because the fight was never supposed to be decided in the early rounds. It was the mid to late rounds that the fight would really be decided. Again, and I keep saying again and going back, I have Deontay Wilder winning by knockout if Fury actually does what he says. And if I'm wrong, I will get on here and say Fury is probably one of the all-time greatest fighters of all time, even though Deontay Wilder is not seen as an all-time great legend, at least not yet because he hasn't done enough. If Fury gets in there and bangs with somebody so deadly, I would definitely put him up there, even before he fights AJ and even before he fights Dillian White. If he does that to Wilder and beats him in the pocket early in the match, I will sit on here and say I was wrong and he's one of the greatest of all time. I already think he's great, but I'll say he's greatest of all time. One of the greatest of all time if he can do that. I just think you're playing with fire. And normally when you play with fire, you end up getting burnt. And I hope that's not what happens to Fury. I like Fury more than Wilder. When it comes to boxing, fighting, sports, I don't really show nationalism. You know, I don't really care if somebody's from America, UK, somewhere else in Europe, Africa, Russia. it doesn't matter to me. Asia, anywhere in Asia, South America, I don't care where they're from. If I like the individual, I like the individual. Like GSP. GSP was from Canada. Every time he fought somebody from America, I was all for GSP. And same thing goes for, sorry, I'm about to get sidetracked and go into another thing about how I don't show nationalism. But the same thing goes for Adonis Stevenson. Like, Adonis to me was the true light heavyweight champion. I believe he would have beat Kovalev if they would have both fought earlier in their career. That's my opinion. People don't have to agree. But it had nothing to do with where they were from. It's just who I like better. And the funny thing is, Adonis, it's kind of like Deontay Wilder. He was a one-punch pony, but Adonis was a better movement, better boxer. The negative to Adonis was as he got older, he tired really quickly, whereas Deontay Wilder will never get tired. So again, I'm closing in on this. My prediction, I'm looking at a if, and this is only contingent on if Tyson Fury does what he says he's going to do. I don't see this going more than 4 or 5 rounds max. Deontay Wilder by knockout. I would not be surprised if Fury comes in brave and gets put out in the first 2 rounds. I would not be surprised at all if he does what he says he's going to do. I just don't see it going past 5. And I would not be surprised at all first, second round knockout if he stands his big ass in the center of the ring and tries to fight him. Because he's not going to win like that. Thank y'all for watching. And I'm going to start dropping these videos every day like I used to. And to all my new subs, I'm trying to remember who my 600th was. Oh, who was my 600th sub? I see his picture. It looked like, it was real small. It looked like a Spanish dude. Fuck. I can't remember. I'd have to look at my live stream. But to you, thank you for being my 600 sub, and all the people over 600, thank y'all. And all the people that led up to 600, thank y'all. Next marker, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. I thank y'all again for the support. I'm out.